right, so yes, today is going to be an English class because I'm teaching CrossYoga in English and I'm here in Malaga, so I feel like I want to be international. So if you want a Danish training video, you can just go and watch one of the gazillion Danish training videos I've done. But if you want to join me in English, I'm sure you can understand. It's going to be all about legs, behinds, core, because my wrists are a little bit sore from all the yoga I'm doing. So that's why I wanted to be a little bit more uncomplicated, not a lot of jumping. So just a short video for you guys. Let's roll. Let's start with a few squats. So I'm going to go a little bit wider and sit low. And of course, it doesn't mean that we're not going to use our arms, our shoulders, but I'm trying to do a whole class without any weight bearing on our wrists. Oh yeah, some of you would like that. I said low. Oh, and maybe squeeze your arms out like this, shoulder blades together. Going low. So strength training is the great thing if you want to build strength, but also if you want to lose weight, if that's your thing. Cardio running is great, but building up muscle tissue is going to help you burn calories even though you're sleeping. Doesn't that sound nice? Just 2 more of these. And right now we're just warming up. Starting off with our squats and then come up on your toes for a little bit of bouncing. Roll the shoulders, your shoulders. And I have a very narrow place here, so I'm gonna try not to fall off. All right, let's run. Now I said a lot of jumping, but I don't know if you count this as jumping. If you don't jump, just walk like that, okay? Lifting your knees off, keep your arms, shoulders going. And I might mention that again, I brought the elastic band. I used that one last week as well. Gonna use it again because that's what I have. And actually exercised by myself the other day. Then I have 2 liters of 1 liter in each hand of oat milk. Oat milk, yes, you can use anything for weight bearing. 3, 2, 1, twisting. Keep your arms aligned with the shoulders, bending and stretching the elbows. And core in. If you don't jump, stand still, move your hip in circles. 3, 2, 1, and you can stop moving. Taking one leg up, that can be your left. Doing some circles with your hip. Trying to balance. Now, as you've seen, I also have a chair. Maybe you want to use it, maybe not. That's completely up to you. I'm gonna challenge our balance a little bit beside this one. So switch your legs. And don't look at me on the screen as you do this. If you know what you're doing, just look at the ground somewhere in front of you. Keep your gaze steady. And then move the circle. And now that we're talking about the core, maybe you notice that the hip flexors are helping. And to stabilize you here, the core is going to be a little bit tight. And either you're aware of it or not, the core is in use here. So we're going to come back to that. Widen the distance in between the feet. Maybe the toes point a little bit in. Do what's nice for your knees. Hands behind your head. Reach to left and right side. And we're going to do it slow the first couple of times. Mindful that the elbow somehow doesn't come down here. So you start to lean forward. We want to go directly to the side. And let's do something, I'm not doing that often. Pulsing. So like that. You might not use a strong exhale, but navel in. And if it feels painful, if anything is hurting, slow down. Don't go as low. 3, 2, still warming up. 1. Yay, you did it. All right. Last bit with the shoulders. And then we're gonna put Arms down on the mat. Now this is a yoga mat, so I'm gonna fold it because I wanna take care of my elbows. Come down in a plank, core exercise. And then you're gonna switch almost like a swing from side to side, either on your toes or your knees. That's completely up to you. Moving. Keep the core really strong and avoid the tendency to lift the hip up like I'm doing now and then coming down. You want the hips somewhat the same place or the same height, and then I'm rolling on the edge of my shoes. Lifting through the elbows, pushing the elbows down. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gonna make our waist up again. Dynamic lunges. I'm like confused. What way should I go? You choose your way. We're gonna change, so it doesn't really matter which foot or leg you begin with. Switching, taking one large step back. Okay. I see a lot of people trying to go forward, and that's also something to do. I am not fond of going forward. I think it's hard on my knees. And I'm also a little bit afraid of being slippery, and then I'll glide and do a accidental split. So I want to lower down the back knee as much as possible, trying to keep that 90-degree angle in the knee joint as I bend down, actually both knees. Why not bring the arms up and back? So again, you can do this just moving, not thinking too hard about it, or you can really start to take the elbow, arms back, engage the shoulders, and not just your legs. Gonna get warm. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, lift the core, 2, and 1. Amazing. Get some distance in between the feet, lean forward, and then you can begin here with just the arms, the hands on the thighs. You can do a little bit of twisting, so I'm going to show you in progress here. So just a little bit of this. If you're up for more, maybe take one hand down, one hand at the hip, twisting. Oh, my back cracked a little bit there, but it's good for me. And if this is not enough, take the arms out, navel in, twist from left to right. Micro bend the knees, keep the legs engaged. A lot of core, a lot of inner thighs, hamstrings. Again, be mindful. If it's not your thing, if it's too much, keep doing that if that's for you. Again, up here might be easier. You're not working against gravity. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's do a little bit of balance. Now, if you happen to have a chair, you can use the back seat here of the chair to help you balance out. Maybe it's nice. So I'm going to show you with the chair. You kind of lean forward like I'm doing here, holding on. Right leg at the back. You can look at the toes. Are they pointing down? Okay. Then you're going to take this knee in underneath your belly. Extend it out. In. Extend it out. Now, if you move the left foot just a tiny bit closer to the chair, you might be able, without hitting your head on the seat here or the back, to actually bend both knees, stretching out. Bending both knees like a ball and stretching out. Now you can actually also use your hands on the seat if you're kind of getting your head into that back thing. Wow, this is a good one. Keep the knee joint or the knee cap on the left foot that's on the ground. Keep those toes and kneecap patella aligned. 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you felt that. Opposite side. And I'm gonna step closer immediately because I know where I'm going. You might not want to bend the right leg. So come up, hips close, the buttocks are somewhat in a straight line. Bending, stretching. Now, I again encourage you a lot to engage the core. I can feel this a bit in my lower back. So I want to make sure that I'm doing this safely with my lower back by taking in the navel a tad. And of course not hanging on to the chair like for dear life. It's just supporting, trying to support me for the balance. Okay, almost there. Let's do the last 4 counts. Are you with me? 4, 3, 2, 1. And remember, if you don't push yourself to the limit, not over the limit, but to the limit of what you can actually achieve, you will not be any stronger. You might be more fit, you might feel better, and that's great. But if you want to become stronger, you have to pressure those muscles. You have to get the muscles to kind of break down and then to build up. So I'm wearing my tiny little dress here, elastic band. Maybe I'm just going to use the chair. Okay, stand tall. Micro bend, left leg, I'm going to mirror you. Take up right. I am bending this right leg a little bit. And I love the elastic band over my knee joint because otherwise I'm putting a little bit of pressure on the knee joint, twisting a little bit, and my knees don't like that. Now this will be your right glutes medius doing a lot of things here, but the left is stabilizing the whole time. So both legs are doing something. And keep an upright position as best you can from the left leg up through the left side of the core, left shoulder. And go high, come on. 5, slowly coming down. 4, ouch. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Let's pause that because we're using both. So getting that strength is actually really great. And then we just, take that break for restitution a little bit. So finding plank again. I'm gonna follow that. Stay tuned, look forward, staying with the plank or just bending one knee at a time, maybe actually reaching that knee down to find the floor. But keeping the hip as still as possible. So don't move the hip. And not moving the hip means really tightening up the core. Keep moving it. If you're on your knees for a little bit less advanced version, you might lift one knee instead. Let's do 6, 4, 5 must be, 4, 3, keep the hip still, 2, 1. Oh, I feel that. But if you're used to working out, you like that feeling. You like it. Okay, I'm just gonna swap. I don't want to be on my back. I want to look you in the eye, you know that. So opposite leg lift. So grounding yourself. Slight or micro bend, lift up. And try to resist, especially if you have a tough band, try to resist the feeling of just hanging or lowering down. We want to go against gravity and let the muscles work in kind of restricted or retained way. A lot of research at the moment looking into what is called eccentric training, that slow resistance, holding on, should be really effective. So trying to win that game also here. You feel it in your right leg as well. If you're like completely fatigued, you might, shake your legs and then go for the last 5, 4, ouch, go, 3, keep it strong, 2, I'm shaking, 1, ouch, ouch, ouch. So I'm gonna take the dress off now and do some core exercise. So bring it down, and if you drink any water like me right now, just a little bit, because we don't want to have it too much in the belly. I've got grass here going on. Oh, okay, it's a part of the U, right? A little bit of things going on. Hands behind your head, lift up, elbows out, navel in, staying here, taking one leg down as I count, core in, lower back keeps staying in touch with the floor, and then lower down for 8, 7, just one leg, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hover the leg if you can. If it's too much, bend the knee, up again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, elbows out, 8, 7, lift up your core, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you hovering? Lift again, 8, 7, 6, navel in, keep it in, lower back down, 3, 2, 1. One more time on each side, 8, 7, 6. If your neck starts to hurt, just come down on the floor like this. You're at the bottom, lift up again, keep the core in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite, come on, come on, come on, come on, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hover in with the navel, lower back down, lift. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Absolutely amazing. Great job, you guys. And then we move around. Okay, so you might know what is called, I call it smiley face. Maybe you know this one in yoga. Don't do what I do just like that, okay? But if you know this one, we're going to try to go there, maybe not go all the way depending on your condition of the back. So please listen in to what's going on in your back. Take your hands behind you, lift up, and then bend the knees, squeeze the shoulder blades without taking the knees completely apart. See if you can reach, maybe just fingers touching, maybe you're reaching, kick into the heels, and then slowly let go without collapsing down. Hold it, slow descent. Bring the arms in front of you. And eventually lower down. So if you want to count, you can count with me. Lifting up on 8. 8, 7, 6. Knees off. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there, maybe holding, maybe not holding. Going back again. 8. Then go off the ankles. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Isn't it just absolutely amazing working slowly? I just made a little bit of a Instagram thing on that. Follow along, CrossYoga with Ria on Instagram if you want more training and tip advice. One more time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here if you want. Releasing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my body. Okay, come on, tabletop. And just all around the spine. How amazing is this for a core? One more plank, and again, I want to avoid using the wrist. Tabletop is actually using the wrist. You could use the fist. Ah, darn it, I didn't go through without using the wrist completely. Okay, tabletop is okay. Tabletop or plank, it's called, with elbows down. You're gonna go from this to side plank. So I'm gonna turn the lower arm here on one side, elbow, shoulder aligned, keep the shoulder a little bit back, lift up, coming back, not too quickly, moving around, opposite side, toes in the direction of your chest. And then switch, taking your time, really engaging the shoulder. Maybe you pull that shoulder blade tiny bit further back than you used to. That was a new thing for me to learn. Turn. Lift your hip when you're in side plank. You want your hip to be somewhat aligned, in this case, with the shoulders in plank on both elbows. But when you're in side plank, you are welcome to lift up higher to engage the side, the obliques and everything. If it's too much, do this side plank on your knees. One more time on each side. Great, 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 great. So more things on the back, or for the glutes, the buttocks, butt cheeks. I mean, you know, I'm not native English speaking. It still keeps surprising me how many names there are for this part of the body. So I'm always a little bit confused at what I'm gonna say. Okay, you're gonna bend your knees. Take the elastic band, if you have it. If you don't have it, no worries. Around up over the knees, and then lift one leg at a time. Again, going up and down slowly. So follow my pace. 1, 2 up, 1, 2 down. Keep the side here steady. Keep the ribs knitted in, core a little bit in. What I don't want you to do is when you take your leg up, you're going to lean all the way back like that. We don't want gravity to help. We want to use our glutes medius. That's an anatomical name. Come on, 3 more times. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. I don't have words for what I feel. Okay, straight line. One more time. Gonna use also the max, the bigger meaty part there behind us. As you draw the knee up, if you can, and kind of push back like you're kicking, okay? Bring the knee up to your chest. Again, stay with the hips on top of each other. Kick out. In, kick out. Distance in between the knees. Hip flexors involved. Bringing the knee in against the elastic band. Just 4 more. 4. Slowly. 3. 2. 1. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Go ahead, switch side. I'm just gonna double check that the video is actually going. Or if the camera went out because it's too hot. still on. Amazing. So, other side. Bending the knees. I hope you're already getting started. Stack the knees. Lift up. And I thought I was just going to do a 20 minutes video, but when you get started, right, it's hard to stop. Oh, I forgot how bad it feels on the second side. Oh, and this is just to prove that when you work on one side, it has an impact on the other side. Come on, 5, 4, resisting the elastic band, keeping the foot and the knee somewhat aligned. 3, 2, 1. Stretching out both legs. Now you might want to just bend the leg that's the bottom just a little bit, because that's then you can keep the elastic band better. Okay, up, extend out, kick. Keeping the top leg elevated for, again, maximus or minimus here. Keep the toes pointing out. And sometimes you ask yourself why you do all this. So why do you do it? Write in the comments, please. Why do you work out? 3. Keep the hips steady. 2. 1. Ouch. Let's give the back side a bit of a pause. Bring that elastic band off. Oh, that threw me off. I remember I was pregnant with was that my first child? How easily you forget things. Let's get started on this twist, and I can share the story. So lift up the core and go for a twist to left and right side. If you want it a little bit more advanced and you don't have a chair in the way, you can go for that bicycle. So I was doing a lot of these things from a video. I think it was my first pregnancy, because I like to keep moving, right? To do something when I couldn't run anymore back then. So I did a lot of these lifts with an elastic band following a video. Never, ever, ever did I think that I was going to be the one instructing 16 years ago when I did the videos. I was on the floor listening to an instructor. How amazing life is. Okay, keep twisting left to right side. Go for 8. Lift high. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh boy. Now I don't have a lot of room here, but hopefully you have a little bit more. So let's see how this can go. Take your legs up. Again, you can support your lower back by taking your hands not underneath the lower back, but just a little bit under the hip. Slight or a little bit of a micro bend in the knees, and then crisscross your legs here. Probably not crisscross, just cross. You can keep the legs going directly over the hip for the mildest version of this. Still navel in, or go a little bit lower. I do both, so you're actually moving your legs slowly up and down. And it should be hard to breathe here, okay? Should be hard to breathe, because you're really restricting the muscle that we're using for breathing as you tighten in the core to your max. Not a lot of space for the diaphragm to move up and down in there. But that's okay when we do things like this. Shouldn't feel any lower back pain. Just a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. How do you like it so far? Let's turn around, go on the other side. I'm a little bit curious if you can actually, I think I'm going to take this off and bring it down here. So you're going to take your hands in front of you, thumbs pointing up, and eventually you're going to take the forehead down like that, I'm showing. Okay, but first of all, lift up right leg, left arm. Reach it up, then bend both things like you want to reach, but you can't. Extend out, lower down. Again, not doing it too fast. Opposite side, up, bend, stretch, lower down. So diagonal lifts, but with a bend. Oops, sorry. For those of you who want to train in quietness, now is your time. I'm not going to talk as I had my head down in the mat. Four more. Not too fast. You're already done now. You need to take 2 more. Okay. Tabletop. And take the spine up. Oh, it feels nice. We are almost done. Just one more standing thing, and then we do just one more app thingy. So I'm making some space for myself. Now broaden or widen the distance in between the feet. We're gonna go into a really low squat, trying to keep the knees in the direction of the toes. Now this might feel like, oh man, I'm gonna break the inner seam here, but if that's your thing, you might want to do more yoga. Okay. No, don't go as low, of course, but up and down, mindful to keep the knees going out and up. Now I have a visitor in the shape of a wasp. If you're not native English speaking, you would not know the pain of having to say wasps. Such a fun name. Okay, back to training. Come all the way down and lift up slowly. I'm gonna count with you from 6, going down. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay here. Notice the knees out or the drop in going up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze in the pelvic floor here in, going down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, one more. Go with me. Come on. Come on. All the way down. Go down. Down, down, down. And up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh. I am so tired. Sit down in your chair pose. So knees and toes together as much as possible with shoes and the size of your legs. And we're gonna sit down. Now it's more the front of the thigh. So follow me. Going down, further down, further down. We're not gonna sit down, so don't worry about that, meaning sitting down on the floor. We're just gonna stay here. Going up halfway, Going down all the way. You can take your arms by your side if you want. We're just gonna do 8, half up, all the way down. 7. Go low if you want. 6, squeezing the inner thighs. 5, 4. This is how you get stronger. 3, 2, 1. There you notice the difference of what your leg is doing. You might have felt this more here and here. When we went wide, you might have felt it more here and here. Okay. I have a yoga anatomy training on the CrossYoga, like an e-learning training. So if you want to know more about anatomy, feeling what's going on in your body, get an explanation of why and what, look at that one. I'll try to leave a link in the YouTube channel. Okay. Whew. So you're gonna actually take your hands down by your side. Lift up like you're kicking the heaven, my blue heaven here. Kicking up. And then bringing one leg down. Lift up, kick. Other leg down. Kick or lift rather. So a little bit of an explosive motion. Getting into the lower abs. If this somehow is not comfortable, maybe just do the twists where you lift the hip off and gently twist the hip from left to right instead of do this more explosive thing. But what is great about your body is that it actually needs both explosive motions like this, like when you're jumping, and as I often do in my training videos, I also have more in English. With jumping, we need that as well as the more slow, eccentric resistance against gravity moves. Just one more on each leg. Then you are off the hook. I hoped you enjoyed this, and that if you're following me with my Danish videos, that you somehow were okay with me doing this in English. And for your English viewers, I hope you liked it. Take a look at the other English exercise videos I've done. I've done a few. So have a wonderful day. And again, thank you for every thumbs up and subscription and all that you can offer to help me share this channel with more people. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye bye.